Okay, so let me just say this straight up. This whole situation with Jason on General Hospital, yeah, it's messy. Like, not the fun soap opera messy, but that weird behind the scenes kind of messy that makes you go, wait, what's really going on here? I've been sitting with this rumor for a bit, trying to piece it together, and honestly, nothing feels 100% solid. But at the same time, there's too many little signs to just brush it off like, nah, that's just fan gossip. You know what I mean? So here's what we got. On screen, Jason gets locked up. Boom, gone. Classic soap move. They've done this a million times. Write a character out temporarily, leave the door open, yada yada. But the weird part is not the prison storyline. It's the fact that Steve Burton kind of just disappeared from the screen like that. And when that happens, my brain immediately goes, okay, this ain't just story. Something's cooking behind the curtain. Now, rumor mill, and yeah, take this with a grain of salt, INTMZ says Burton might have wanted to tweak his contract, specifically adding a clause about not doing intimate scenes. No kissing, no heavy romantic stuff, none of that soap heat energy. And look, I gotta pause here, because on one hand, I get it. Like, actors are human, they got boundaries, they got personal lives. If dude don't want to be out here making out on camera, that's his call. Respect that. But on the other hand, and this is where I kind of lean back in my chair like, this is a soap opera. Romance ain't optional. It's like baked into the DNA. You take that out, what are we even doing then? Like, imagine Jason standing next to someone he supposedly loves and he just gives her a nod. No touch, no kiss, just vibes. Nah, bro, that's awkward. That ain't chemistry. That's co-workers at a meeting. And I think the show knows that too. Which brings us to the whole 3 months thing. 3 months is not random. That feels like negotiation time. Like both sides stepping back, arms crossed, going, all right, let's think about this. If Burton comes back after that, then yeah, maybe they reached a compromise. Maybe they found a way to ride around it. Maybe they toned things down, or maybe he bent a little, who knows? But if he doesn't, yeah, then we got to start having that uncomfortable conversation. Is Jason about to be recast? And man, I don't even like saying that out loud, because let's be real, Jason is Burton for a lot of fans. You swap him out, it's not just a new face, it's a whole identity shift. Some people will roll with it, others, nah, they'll check out real quick. Now, here's where things get a little more personal, a little more real life messy. There's also chatter, again, rumors not confirmed, that Burton's new marriage might be influencing things. That his wife, Michelle Lundstrom, is, let's say, not super comfortable with him doing romantic scenes. And listen, I ain't here to villainize anybody. Relationships are complicated. Every couple has their own rules, their own boundaries. But I'm just going to say it, when your personal life starts shaping your professional obligations like that, it gets tricky. Like, where's the line? Because acting, especially in soaps, involves pretending. It's not real intimacy, it's performance. If you start restricting that too much, you're not just protecting your relationship, you might also be limiting your craft. And yeah, I know that sounds harsh. I'm kind of wrestling with that myself, even as I say it. But think about it. If Jason can't hold hands, can't kiss, can't show affection, what happens to his storylines? What happens to the emotional stakes? You can't build a believable romance on air with, what, eye contact and dramatic pauses? I mean, sure, you can try, but it's going to feel off. The audience notices that stuff. We always do. And I've noticed something else too. Ever since Burton got remarried, there has been this subtle distance in his scenes. Like, he's there physically, but there's a wall. A small one, but still you feel it. Maybe I'm overthinking. Wouldn't be the first time. But sometimes those tiny shifts, they mean something. So now I'm sitting here wondering, is this break really about spending time with his wife? Or is that just the surface level explanation, the PR friendly version? Because yeah, sure, newly married, want to prioritize family, that's valid. No argument there. But the timing lining up with contract rumors, with on-screen absence, with noticeable changes in performance style, that's a lot of coincidences. And I don't really believe in coincidences like that. Not in this industry. Now, let's flip the perspective for a second. Imagine you're the producers of General Hospital. You've got a legacy character, a fan favorite, decades of history, and suddenly the actor playing him says, hey, I don't want to do romantic scenes anymore. What do? You can't just say yes immediately, because that decision doesn't just affect him, it affects writers, co-stars, future storylines, ratings, everything. So yeah, you pause, you think, you maybe even test what the show feels like without him for a bit, which might explain why they wrote him into prison. It's a clean exit, temporary, reversible. It buys them time. Time to figure out if they can make this new version of Jason work or if they need to go in a completely different direction. And honestly, that's kind of smart. Cold, but smart. Now here's the part where I get a little, I don't know, reflective, I guess. Because this whole situation kind of highlights something bigger. The tension between personal boundaries and professional expectations. Like, where do you draw the line? At what point does protecting your real life relationship start interfering with your ability to do your job fully? There's no easy answer. And I'm not pretending there is. But I will say this, communication matters, transparency matters. If fans start feeling like something's off, like the character they love isn't the same anymore, they're going to pull away. Not out of spite, but because the illusion breaks. And soap operas, they live on that illusion. You got to believe in the love, the drama, the stakes, even when it's ridiculous, and let's be honest, it often is, you still got to feel it. Take that away, even a little, and the whole thing starts to wobble. So yeah, we're in this weird limbo right now. Jason's in prison, Burton's off screen, rumors are swirling, nobody's confirming anything. It's like the show hit pause, and we're all just waiting. Waiting to see if he comes back, waiting to see what version of Jason we get if he does, waiting to see if this is just a temporary detour or the beginning of something bigger, something more permanent. And I keep going back to that 3-month window. 3 months ain't long, but it ain't short either. It's enough time to rethink things, renegotiate, reevaluate priorities, or to quietly prepare for an exit. And yeah, that thought kind of sucks. Because whether you love Jason or you're tired of him, and I know some folks are, you can't deny his impact on the show. Losing that, it changes the whole vibe. But hey, that's soap operas, right? Nothing stays the same forever. Characters leave, actors move on, stories shift. And sometimes, the drama behind the scenes ends up being just as intense as what we see on screen, if not more. So yeah, I'm watching this closely. Probably too closely, if I'm being honest. Trying to read between the lines, trying to catch those little hints, those subtle clues. Because something's definitely happening. We just don't have the full picture yet. And maybe we won't, not until that 3-month mark hits and the dust settles a bit. Until then, we speculate, we debate, we overanalyze like crazy people on the internet. And honestly, that's kind of part of the fun. Even when it's frustrating as hell. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now before I spiral into another theory that probably makes no sense. But yeah, keep your eyes on this one. Something's brewing. I can feel it.